last 19 years, I've been promoting Great Lakes Championship Wrestling and working with the Pro Wrestling Report, living out childhood dreams. Saturday night, December 5th at the Waukesha Expo. If I lose, I must leave GLCW and PWR. To say I am nervous about this no-holds-barred and no-DQ match would be an understatement, and it's something I never thought would come to light. Over the last 10 months, Abyss has beaten up my buddy Damian Nelson, put his hands on and threatened my 13-year-old son Cal, and has yet to have any consequences. At Blizzard Brawl 11, I will fight this man, and I will punch and kick and punch some more. If the match does not go my way, and I do indeed lose, and I have to leave this business that I've spent the last 19 years making a living in, I want to take this time now to thank everyone that has supported me, my family, my super friends, the fans that have bought tickets to GLCW, the fans that have come to Herro Sports Page events, the ones that have listened to me on the radio, and of course, all of you that watch this show. You have all been an amazing experience, and I thank each and every one of you for your unconditional love and support. And God willing, I'll be back. And if not, David Herro has spoken.
What's going on, everybody? Hour number 3 here at the Pro Wrestling Experience on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. This Saturday, GLCW presents Blizzard Brawl 11 for the Waukesha Expo Center in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And that only means one thing. We got a Superman invading the show. It's David Herro at David Herro. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. It's been a while since we had you on the show, but obviously we got a big weekend ahead. We were talking about it earlier before you came on the show. Tell us a little bit about the big event on Saturday. Obviously, we'll get into your match with Abyss, but tell the fans about the Blizzard Brawl coming up on Saturday.
Saturday night, December 5th at the Waukesha County Expo Center. It is my 11th annual Blizzard Brawl. We will have Booker T in the house, receiving the PWR Lifetime Achievement Award. The 9th one in the world, China, will be there as our meet and greet guest. If you purchase a ticket, the first 4 rows, you get to be a part of the China meet and greet. We have the Headbangers. We're going to have Kevin Thorne. We're going to have Zach Gowen. We're going to have Melanie Cruz, Rough Crossing, Sadist. It is a huge show with lots of shenanigans, lots of fun, and all the details are at... Oh, and of course we got the GLCW title match. Tommy Dreamer, who you just saw on Raw, and will be on SmackDown tomorrow night against the champion Al Snow. So all the details are at BlizzardBrawl.com.
Last time we had you on was actually, ironically, before Blizzard Brawl 10. You were telling me the story about how you had the Herro Sports Pages, and then you're coming up with a name with it, but it wouldn't work well with sponsors and stuff. Remember you told me something that had to do with blood?
What it was is I was looking for a sponsor, a charity for the very first Blizzard Brawl.
Yeah.
And the original name I had picked was Seasons Beating.
No, that's true.
And the only charity that was interested in working with me was the Variety Network, which is a fundraiser charity for battered women and children. So Seasons Beatings would not be appropriate for that type of a charity.
Correct. Now, before we get to your match, it's kind of funny, ironic that I brought up Herro Sports Pages because I've been watching back a lot of the Attitude Era shows that I wasn't allowed to watch as a kid back on the network, and just watching them like if it was right now. So I have a different way of studying the product, and so I just finished the Over the Edge pay-per-view, and I just saw it was in Milwaukee, and I think I saw you on the show, and it was Herro Sports Pages all around the arena. Any memories of that?
Yes. You know what? It was an amazing time. At the time I had Herro Sports Page, so I gimmicked up the Herro Sports Page shirt that looked like the NWO HSP, and then I was doing a radio show for ESPN Milwaukee every Tuesday at 3:50. Mm-hmm. So then I did the Herro 350 T-shirt, much like Austin 316, and we took over a complete entire side of the old Mecca back then. I mean, it was absolutely amazing what we did there.
Blizzard Brawl's been around for 11 years, and I wish I'd asked you this last time we had you on, but I'm sure you can't just pick out one particular moment, but what's some of your favorite moments? As I know you're the promoter, so you don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers, but in your opinion, what's some of your favorite moments from Blizzard Brawl over the years?
Well, I mean, we've had some amazing events. I mean, we've had a Roddy's Piper Pit at a Blizzard Brawl event. We had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash versus Road Dogg and Billy, which for me was very special because that had never been done before. Then another time I had Demolition team up with Road Warrior Animal for the first time. We did Best Friends tag match where it was Al Snow and Mick Foley against Road Dogg and Billy. I mean, there's just been so many great moments. Just like Bobby Heenan Day, you know, I mean, just all the legends that have all been a part of everything. And it's just been amazing just watching the fans' interaction with everything.
Now, we got this big match coming up with Abyss, and it's been a long brewing thing coming out from the summer to the Pro Wrestling Blitz event. I know a couple good guys there at PW Blitz. And then now we're coming up with the big match coming up, a Monsters Ball match nonetheless, fitting for Blizzard Brawl.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that you actually had garbage cans and thumbtacks. So all hell's breaking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've never been in a Monsters Ball match, and I know what everyone's, you know, expecting, and they're expecting chairs and tables and garbage cans, and I know Abyss is going to bring Janice, and there's going to be something. It's going to be a fight, and, you know, I'm more of a lover than a hardcore fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this is all going to play out, and a lot of punching and fighting and kicking and, you know, God, I hope no biting and that kind of stuff. But, I mean, it's two big, grown, beastly men. I mean, I'm 6'5", 320.
Yep.
This is 6'6", like 330, 335, and we're not little dudes. You're not going to see Hurricane Ranas. You're not going to see
Planches.
suplexes. You're not going to see hip. You're not going to see all that stuff. You know, so you're going to see two big grown men fight, and that's what a Monsters Ball match is going to be.
And believability. It's been a while. I'm sure it's been a while for you since the last time you've been in the ring. How's been the training, getting used to taking bumps again?
You know what? It's been 9 years since I've been in the ring. The last time I was in the ring was Blizzard Brawl 2 when I was King Kong Bundy's tag team partner.
Nice.
And, you know, I mean, I'm 43 years old, okay? I haven't taken a bump in 9 years.
Wow.
So that match is very unforgiving, and I'm not looking forward to being tossed all around the ring by Abyss on Saturday night.
Now, the whole feud obviously makes sense. You mentioned before you are a nice guy. I've got to meet you before. You've been on the show a couple times. You are a really nice, fun-going guy, but obviously Abyss went too far in this situation. And as anybody would do anything for their family, and obviously Abyss crossed the line. So I'm really looking forward to the show on Saturday. We're talking to David Herro from the Pro Wrestling Report and Great Lakes Championship Wrestling here on the PW Show. Let's transition to some WWE stuff, and I'll ask this one topic because I went on a rant on this earlier in the show. I just feel like a lot of the podcasts and radio shows say the same shit all the time. There's like a certain narrative that needs to feed their listeners for a particular month. I don't feel like people are coming up with original thoughts. Like you were telling me earlier when we were talking, it's a television show. It's subjective. It's about entertainment. And I do live tweeting on WrestleZone, and I have to put myself in the box here because, yes, I do play-by-play articles for a wrestling website, but I do have a lot of issues that come with dirt sheets and sites. I do the articles because I try to learn something new with every show, and I want to be a broadcaster down the road. There's not a wrestling school for a manager or a broadcaster. All I have is my broadcasting degree from this school I'm at right now. And, you know, I try to watch the show for what it is. I look at the bigger picture, and it's kind of odd coming from my age, especially from this late 90s era that wants everything now. And I try to watch the show for what it is. I mentioned earlier I don't lose sleep over booking because I don't know anything about booking. I'm not going to insult people's intelligence. I'll have my opinion if there's something that I like and I don't like, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's a losing battle, but I don't know if people are actually fans anymore or have actually taken the time to study the product for what it is.
What it is now is because of the internet, because anyone can be whoever they want online. They can be a fictitious person.
Yeah.
They can create a new identity. You know, you buy a microphone at Best Buy, you can set up shop and have a podcast, and all of a sudden you're an expert on a sport you've never spent 5 minutes doing.
Yeah.
You've just watched. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like I enjoy watching pro football.
Yep.
But I never played pro football. I played for a couple of years in high school. Doesn't make me an expert on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I just, and the thing is that, and I hate to say it, there's a lot of great wrestling fans out there, but there's a lot of just jackasses that are cowards.
Yeah.
If they weren't hiding behind the Wrestling Mark 316 screen name, would never say half the stuff they say to anybody's face. You know? Because I'm pretty vocal about what I say, and I'm very opinionated.
Yeah.
But I also do my research, and let's face it, I have a lot of really cool friends in this business.
Yeah.
So I hear what they have to say, and I'm not. I mean, if you follow me on social media, you know where I am.
Yeah.
So, and I've told Damien this before on the air. I'm like, hey, for everyone that thinks I'm talking crap and when they want to punch me in the face, here's what I'm going to be. Eat me, Tell me I'm wrong to my face. Don't just hide behind a name. And it's very frustrating. But what scares me is that the wrestling business tries to appease the fans that really aren't spending money on the product.
Yeah. You got to put your money where your mouth is at the same time.
Absolutely.
Not only in confrontations, but also if you're going to say this guy is being buried or whatever, what does that even mean, by the way? And secondly, if you're going to say, oh, this guy deserves to be the top guy, go out your way to buy his merch and promote the guy. It's not that hard to digest. I mean, like you mentioned before, you're a big football fan. So am I. I played football in high school, but I'm not an expert. But obviously, you see guys like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady getting jerseys because people care about them. They go out of their way to pay money to get their jerseys and stuff. So they're over in that sense. Now, for somebody like me, like I mentioned before, I want to be in the business, and I don't think everything in wrestling is great, but I've seen a lot worse, especially with a lot of this stuff I've watched on the network now. Do I think this is the worst era of wrestling? No. But for somebody like me, there's not a wrestling school for broadcasters or creative writers or anything. So I'm in this box. I don't know. I openly admit it. I'm not kissing ass so I can get a job or anything, but I try to learn something with every new show, and it's like, for somebody like me that wants to be in the business and has the actual respect for it, I don't know what to do. So I'm kind of in the box.
I got a kick out of it where, for me it's funny that I'm called a WWE apologist because I, quote-unquote, stick up for the product.
Yeah.
I just try to explain to the people what business they're trying to do. And sometimes I do stick up for them because I have friends that work in that company. And that's what you do is you look out for your friends. I mean, it's no secret that Road Dogg and I are buddies, I mean, I've known him for 17, 18 years. And I've been through hell and back with him, and he's been through hell and back with me. And it's like, why wouldn't you look out for the people that look out for you? And it's just a shame that, part of the problem is a lot of wrestling fans got spoiled with the Attitude Era because it was so good. But the reason the Attitude Era was so good is because it was grown men that had worked the different territories and then had gotten to the big dance. Nowadays, all these kids come out of a wrestling factory in NXT that really haven't had the seasoning that the guys like Austin or Rock or DX or Mick Foley had coming up back then.
It's also a television thing. I mean, it was like 5 or 6 years before Bret Hart even went for the IC title. I mean, I don't understand why you need to rush Kevin Owens or Bray Wyatt to the main event scene. I mean, you need the guys to have the exposure to be on television before you're going to push them down to that top spot, in my opinion.
Right now, WWE needs a face of that company.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns, believe it or not, he really is the guy because He's a good-looking dude. Women think he's hot. Guys are like, damn, I want to, physically, I want to look like him. Mm-hmm. I don't know of too many women that want to bang Bray Wyatt. And no disrespect to Bray Wyatt,
yeah.
I like Bray Wyatt as a character. And, if you put him out in the club, Roman Reigns is going to get all the attention.
Perception is reality at the same point, too. Are you going to buy?
Absolutely.
Are you going to buy to see a guy that could be in the movies, or are you going to see a guy that you can hang out with at your local club or something? That's the kind of way I look at it. But I got a couple more things before we let you go, Dave. I appreciate your time. So we got Reigns and Sheamus going one-on-one with each other at TLC. Did you think they made the right choice not going with the typical what everybody was going for, the Reigns with the authority thing? Do you like what they did with Sheamus or no?
You know what? The reason why they had to go with Sheamus is because everything revolves around heat.
Yeah.
And if Roman Reigns wins, where's the heat? Okay?
Yeah.
So now who's going to chase Reigns? I mean, the money is always going to be in Reigns chasing. I mean, yes, there's been other champions like Hogan that was fed monster heels, but that was 30 years ago. It's a different company now. But, I have no problem with Sheamus. I think Sheamus is a top guy. He's done everything that's been asked. He's got a great look. He looks like he can beat ass. And, why not go that direction with him?
Now, are you riding the doom and gloom train with this ratings thing? Because I'm in the media business. Nielsen stuff is archaic from what I've learned from this school. And obviously the ratings have been at the lowest point. But do you think it's really a doom and gloom period, or just people making a mountain out of a molehill?
Well, I mean, there should be some concern because ratings are down.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, John Cena's not there, Brock Lesnar's not there, Randy Orton's not there, Daniel Bryan's not there, Seth Rollins is not there. Okay? Mm-hmm. You don't have any special attractions. There's no Rock or Austin or Taker. So ratings are going to be down because people are programmed that those are the biggest stars in the company. So until someone else steps up and becomes that big star, ratings are going to suffer for a little while.
You guys in PWR got some new business coming out, especially with the PWR Now Network. I just got to listen to the Double D podcast that you guys did after Survivor Series, which was really, really good. And then, of course, you got the Hotline with Mean Gene. I heard Al Snow's having a podcast. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
One last thing.
Yes.
What is your guys' plans for WrestleMania this year? Especially if you do lose this match on Sunday, is there any effects that come with your future with PWR, even if you do lose this match on Saturday?
Well, if I do lose on Saturday, the only implications are I will be off of PWR TV. I do have a contract. That contract is up at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So obviously that would not be renewed. But I do have a contract with Gene Okerlund for 2 years doing the Hotline podcast with him.
Nice.
So I'll be at WrestleMania regardless. And Kevin Nash and I and Al Snow, we do our annual shenanigans party as well. So I'm not going to miss out on that.
Follow David at Twitter at David Herro. Check out Blizzard Brawl 11 this Saturday at the Waukesha Expo Center. China, Booker T. You have Tommy Dreamer versus Al Snow. Of course, Dave's returning to the ring to take on the Monster Abyss. So much more to check out. Go to blizzardbrawl.com. Dave, man, I always learn something new with you every time you come on. I wish we had you on longer, but you're the man, and hopefully you get to do some work together down the road.
I hope so. I'll be on anytime you want. Just give me a buzz.
Absolutely, buddy. Talk to you later.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.